So whether you've never been able to do a pull-up, or whether you've only been able to do a couple pull-ups, or you just want to get better at pull-ups, this video is going to be for you. I'm going to go over several tips that can help you get better at pull-ups, maybe help you get your first pull-up if you've never done it before. I hope you'll stick around, I hope you like it, and I'll be back with a better mic in about 12 seconds. Alright guys, so if this is you and you struggle and you pull with all your might to be able to do a pull-up but you can't quite get there and you've tried everything, hopefully this video will help. I'm going to try to help you get that first pull-up, or even if you can only do a couple and you want to get better, this should help. Now the first thing that people usually recommend when it comes to doing pull-ups or getting better at pull-ups is do these band-aided pull-ups. Personally, I do not recommend this. I think it's a bad idea. This is just my opinion. If you disagree, that's fine. Like I said, my opinion. The reason I don't like it is because with the band, all your help is going to be at the bottom of the lift, and that's the most difficult portion of the lift. So if you're getting all this help when things are really difficult, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. You really need to build up your strength to get better at pull-ups, not have a bunch of aided help. And there's all this electric energy that's going to help spring you forward. It just doesn't seem to do a lot of good to me, my opinion. Now if you do want to do assisted pull-ups, I recommend doing a box or something like a bench that you can step on, and that way you can control the amount of assistance that you give yourself. So this way you can pull with everything that you have, and then when you can't do it anymore, you go ahead and press up a little bit more with your foot to get yourself the rest of the weight. And you can just give yourself just a little bit. You can control how much you want to give yourself to be able to get the rest of the movement in. That's a little bit better idea. But the biggest thing, you got to build up your strength. So I recommend this move if you have access to TRX bands. This is a really good movement for it. It's kind of like a rack chin. You can just do that similar movement to a pull-up without actually doing a pull-up, but it's a little bit easier, so you should be able to do it. And if you don't have TRX bands, you can go ahead and do a rack chin like this. You can either use a Smith machine or a barbell. I prefer the Smith machine for this because you don't have to worry about the barbell moving around on you when you try to pull yourself up. Once you start getting a little bit better at it, you can take a bench and you can prop your feet up to make it a little more difficult. When you get better at that, you can bring your feet way up by doing an incline bench. And if you start to get a lot better than that, well, you just throw a weight on your stomach and pull yourself up, and you can continue to get better with that, and you should be on your way to be able to do those pull-ups. Now, big thing is, you got to make sure you're doing this back work at least twice per week. If you're not doing it at least twice per week, you're not doing yourself enough to be able to get better at this. Once a week is not enough to make big improvements. You need 2 or 3 times a week to get better. So, like I said, you got to build up your back strength so you can do movements such as bent over rows, T-bar rows, seated rows, lat pull downs, pendlay rows, all different kinds of rows to help get yourself better at this. So those are my tips. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below and I will be sure to respond to you. Otherwise, make sure you do this consistently and pretty soon you'll be doing pull-ups like a boss.